Hey guys, I've just been reading about the Elder Scrolls Online. Um, Obviously I knew about it when it got announced, and I was a little bit excited, I guess. I love the Elder Scrolls games, and you kind of got to feel that, how could they possibly go wrong with an online version of that? Well, it turns out they could go wrong in every single way. Now, there isn't much information out at the moment. I don't really want to jump to conclusions unnecessarily, but the information out there has kind of led me to do that anyway. Um, for one thing, they're using public dungeons. These are the things that are decent, or not even decent, just every MMO from 2007 onwards were cycling out in favour of instances. You have to use instances, otherwise you end up in these situations with public dungeons where you get 20, 30 people at a time running through this dungeon, all looking for the same quest item or the same boss or the same loot drop, whatever, and they have to wait in a queue essentially, and it gets unruly and players hate other players and it all gets just bonkers. There's absolutely no reason to use public dungeons anymore. It has to be instanced, and it sounds like there's no instances in this game at all. It's all just an open world where you can go and be annoyed at everything. There's also a hotbar, and I get the hotbar thing. With an MMO, it's all going to be done in real time, essentially. There's probably timed bits and pieces going on. My microphone is falling. La, 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 la. Okay, that's not corrected. Yeah, so there's what was I even saying? Balls. Okay, I remembered. So, there's always going to be some sort of timed-based hotbar in these things. It just kind of makes sense in the way that you can't go into menu screens mid-combat. That doesn't make a lot of sense. You could make up like a real-time radial screen or something to pick a power quickly using an analog stick. That is certainly preferable. But no, they seem to be going down a hotbar route. And hotbars, yeah, they're old and busted, and I don't want anything to do with them really. I don't like hotbars. They're awful. And the art style looks like it's something out of your EverQuests or your World of Warcrafts, which guarantees, sure, it's going to run on most PCs. But it also looks awful and dated, and no one is interested in this stuff anymore. Like this old build for an MMO, and I know it's been harped on and on about by the games press and the critics, and even the players of those MMOs just can't be bothered with this system anymore. But it seems like this game started production, by all accounts, in 2007, and they haven't adjusted at all from the mindset of that time. Despite the fact that the Old Republic came out earlier this year and was got millions of subscriptions straight off the bat. As soon as the free month was up, dropped significantly to a ridiculously low number. I don't think there's anything here. The Elder Scrolls Online, unless they're holding their the aces close to the chest, and they're going to reveal them in some epic thing at E3 or whatever. That game's going to have to do something special, and the Elder Scrolls fiction does not guarantee special. It really doesn't. It needs to be a different kind of MMO. Dungeons & Dragons Online has a beautiful structure attached to it, just sadly still follows that whole similar UI thing to other MMOs. So yeah, I don't know. Is it too much to ask for a cooperative Elder Scrolls game built in a similar engine to what Skyrim's running in? Do a public hub, and then just do quests that are instanced throughout the whole game. That would be amazing. I'd love that. I'm sure everyone would love that. Cooperative dungeon crawling, who doesn't like that? That's why Diablo sells millions, and is going to sell millions in its third incarnation. Yeah. Elder Scrolls Online. Doing it for the kids and I don't know,